Glitches are amazing, and sometimes horrifying. They can happen in any game, and Touhou Project is no exception. Some glitches can enhance the game experience, while others can make it an absolute pain. So enough of the intro, let's see some glitches. Beginning with one of the most famous glitches is Mountain to Face Marisa B. Normally, she is supposed to be a regular laser shot type that does good damage at higher power. However, she does a little too much damage at a certain power level. Marisa B is a strange case since her meta is based off of a typo. In the code of the game, the damage value for an unfocused shot is supposed to be 12, while for some reason it is 122. The glitch is very easy to pull off too. You just need to be at a power level between 3 and 3.95, and knowing that Mountain to Face bombing system takes away power, it's literally the perfect mess that allows Marisa B to exist. Because of this, it allows 1cc to become much easier, which is nice. Shot type glitches do affect other games though, like the Malice cannon from Imperishable Night. Due to the game having the teams mechanic, you can switch between characters quickly via focusing. Magic Team features Marisa, who fires those needle bullet looking thingies, and Alice, who fires a laser. One problem though, Alice's laser lingers on for a while. If one rhythmically switches between Marisa and Alice, the damage between the two stack and shreds bosses akin to Marisa B, albeit requiring a bit of work and good timing. A similar thing happens in the Story of Eastern Wonderland where, if you press the shooting button rapidly, you can shoot more bullets than intended, akin to Malice. Shot types can be bad though because of glitches. In Wily Beast and Weakest Creature, Yomu Eagle has a bug where her slashes deal much weaker damage, 60 compared to her Otter and Wolf counterparts at 160. It makes runs just a little bit more harder, but sometimes shot types can make things weird. In a good way though. An undefined fantastic object, if you use Marisa A and shoot her at full power for about 0.2 seconds and then focus quickly, your unfocused lasers will do the same amount of damage as focused lasers, which is a big help, though it disappears when you reach dialogue or die. In Phantasmagoria Flower View, it features the AI, which can be ridiculously stupid at times. I mean, set two Misties against each other on Lunatic and you will have some great entertainment for an hour or two. But we humans can only withstand the AI for some time, but there are ways to make things easier. Most known glitched, buggy, broken, weird shot types are Aya and Medicine. Aya is known for fast bullets that can be streamed, but the AI in the game dodges bullets by looking into the future for a split second or so of what's near them, although a flash meteor appearing from the top of the screen and falling very quickly does not give them a lot of time. Medicine is kinda the opposite of Aya, using her poison clouds to slow down AI enemies, which causes them to freak out as they cannot dodge normally. Those two are commonly used for a first 1cc, but they could be a bit of a stretch if they are glitchy or just broken. That's up to you. Glitches about shot types are strange, but at the very least, you can control them by either taking advantage of their strengths or just avoiding them outright. But sometimes, there are glitches that are just out of your control and you just have to deal with them. Now we are getting onto the bigger glitches, but to start off light, you know how Embodiment of Scarlet Devil Easy Mode ends at stage 5? It sucks because you can't fight Romelia on that mode regularly. Going to practice mode and choosing stage 6 on normal or higher, exiting, going to easy and pressing enter will have a stage that is not selected, but it is important for the glitch. If you simply press enter, voila, you're in stage 6 easy. Compared to normal mode, it is quite similar, only having less bullets and a few simpler patterns. The exploit can only be performed on earlier versions of the game as it got patched out, sadly. Besides being a cool secret to perform, it also gives us a window of what could have been. Imagine a world where Embodiment of Scarlet Devil had a stage 6 where you can fight Romelia on Timmy mode. Rumia is the first stage boss, but if you time out her first non-spell, the health carries over to her first spell card. This could potentially make her spell card impossible to capture. Flandra can take significant damage on her final spell card if you shoot a moment before the previous spell card ends, and then there were none. Sometimes, Flandra won't shoot bullets for a wave on her 6th non-spell for whatever reason. And finally, if you time out both Flandra and Romelia's spell card and use a bomb on the last second, their bat forms will activate and remain on screen. In Perfect Cherry Blossom, the Prism River's Burial Concerto is their final spell, where they launch bullets into mirrors where they refract into different sides. When it works most of the time. Playing as Sakuya and choosing Merlin to fight will make her behave strangely, on her final spell card at least. She does not team up with the other sisters since she is still in her position from the previous spell card saved. Merlin makes the bullets rain down symmetrically onto the screen, which changes strategy greatly. Even at the ending dialogue after defeating her, you can still graze and even get hit by the lasers, so it's best to watch out. On Ron Yakumo's Ultimate Buddhist, if you deplete her health at the right time when her laser dematerializes, you can see a... let's just say the East and the West see the symbol differently. Going further in time to Undefined Fantastic Object, if you attain 1 billion points, the game will crash. The game just says no to you because you're doing too good. This was fixed in later versions though, but scoring bugs still affect UFO where, if you reach the integer limit, the game will overflow the score to a negative value. The actual score still remains unaffected though. If a UFO in-game manages to get 1 billion points though, the game will crash, but it's only known to happen in task gameplay. In Double Dealing Character, if you use Sakuya's A-knives to slow down a spell and then capturing the spell in the last second in practice mode, you can get a negative spell card bonus, and this can cause the score to go beyond 9 billion. Theoretically, this can be performed in an actual run as shown by tasks. In Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom, if you die while Junko's defeating spell animation is occurring and respawn, the entire spell card will happen again, but in slow motion. This can only happen on point device due to the respawn mechanic. Granted, your runs won't be saved anyway, but it is a nice touch, I guess. In Hidden Star and 4 Seasons, Satono and Mai can be weird. If you fight them in practice mode with any spell card of the two together, emptying Satono's life bar just causes her to disappear? What? Yeah, she's just done with your bullcrap, which in turn causes spells to become impossible to capture. Doing the same with Mai will just crash out the game, so same hatred, different ways of achieving it, I guess. In Okina's extra stage fight, she has the timeout spell card, the back faces Dark Sarugaku, which normally you cannot damage and just have to survive. However, if you use a release on her, it is possible to restore the hitbox and damage her normally, though you won't really get any bonuses from doing so, it's up to you. Surprisingly, the same case happens in Wily Beast and Weakest Creatures extra stage with Oni shaped Holy Poly, if you bomb correctly at least. But probably the most famous glitch from Unconnected Marketeers is shoplifting. In early trials of the game, you can open the shop and buy a card, but pausing and unpausing can open the shop again, and combined with the money card from Nazarene, it allows for infinite purchases of potentially broken cards. It got patched later on though, which was a massive L for Unconnected Marketeers. Still a nice game though. However, among the most infamous glitches in the Touhou community even bring the best of the best to groan in disgust. Worse is how common it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the desync. Touhou has a replay system that saves gameplay as .rpy or demo files. It's what old games like Quake or Team Fortress used to save their gameplay before live video recordings came along. But they are still useful as they only are kilobytes in size, but a major downside of them comes from the desync, as the files contain the gameplay of everything of what happens in game, the bullet locations, the movement, and when bombs are used. And when working together, it all works out well, but when something is mistimed, it can cause very funny things to happen. Touhou has many places where desync can happen, most notably being in Mountain of Faith as it has 2 ways to cause it. One way is to start a replay on stage 4. Yep, it's literally that simple. Another way it can happen is by saving a replay multiple times. For whatever reason, Zun did not test if you can save a replay twice and let it play correctly, so the only replay that works correctly is the original. It sucks because there really isn't much you can do about it if you download a bad replay online, so you just have to deal with it and find the original. The same thing happens in Subterranean Animism Stage 6 where, if you start there, the replay will desync via dying to Oku's first non-spell. It can also happen if you fast forward anytime after defeating Orin, so don't do that. 10 Desires desync can happen with any Marisa replay not starting from stage 1, thus forcing you to watch the entire replay. Double Dealing Character will sometimes feature Marisa with a crooked laser, and thus causing a desync. Though that desync is rare, so DDC stands can rejoice, at least for a little while. However, I think my most favorite glitches out of all that I'm talking about today comes from the PC98 era, one from Lotus Land Story and another from Mystic Square. The Lotus Land Story glitch is known as the Divide Error glitch, where in Marisa's fight, a section of the screen will have a Divide Error text box and crashing at the same time. Reported by Kirby Common, it is caused by destroying her orbs during a certain spell pattern during a specific window of time. Marisa moves with her orbs between a 3-frame window and, without them, the game will crash. Due to how precise the conditions are required for this glitch to even work, you will likely never encounter it on casual play. It is reported that the same Divide Error glitch can happen on Mystic Square of Kurumi's 3rd phase on easy, but I think the better glitch to talk about for Mystic Square is the cheap Shinki Death glitch, where you can die to an invisible bullet when first encountering her. The glitch has been known since at least 2011 with Jaimer's lunatic no bomb 1cc of the game, where a mysterious death got questioned by many. What the hell hit him? That Shinki bug is really silly. I'm just amazed I haven't found it before. It remained unknown for some time, but in 2018, the glitch's cause was discovered by a few runners in the score running community. They were trying to figure out why Jaimer's run got screwed over, but suddenly, a runner by the name of Moose experienced the same thing in her run. TLDR, she theorized it had to be something with rogue bullets being stored in memory, and after some extensive testing, the theory was proven correct, as it stems from Yuki and Mai's fight. They shoot the Cheeto bullets, and when upon defeating them, the bullet's data stays in memory, and they likely get reactivated when Shinki appears, as she is the only other boss in the game that uses those bullets. The mystery has been solved and their findings were presented to the Touhou subreddit via P.P.S, and I think that is a nice and, hopefully, accurate story to end this video with. Glitches are something gamers have always been fascinated with ever since the beginning, and seeing Mario Kart glitches as a kid has always amazed me with how strange they can be and how useful they are in high-level play. Touhou is a similar case where glitches can be used to fascinate, but also to add character to otherwise stale games. Thanks to my brothers and sisters in the Touhou community for documenting this data, because without them, I couldn't have made this entire video. Right, Towie? Towie? Looks like we meet again.